Good evening children. Today we are going to start the article 1.2 of NCERT. In this article we will going to study the characteristics of particle or matter, right? The characteristics of particle or matter. First I will make you understand the activity, then we will come to this. Just wait. So we are going to study the article number 1.2, in which we will study the characteristics of particle or matter with the help of some activity. In this activity, what we are going to do, we are going to take 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate. And I told you what is matter. Matter is anything which occupies space, has mass, and which can be felt by our sense organ. And what is the nature of matter? Matter is particulate in nature. It is not a continuous nature. It looks like a continuous in nature, but actually it is particulate in nature. When you break down matter, it can be broken down into more tiny particles. Clear to everyone? So with the help of this activity, we are going to prove that matter is made up of tiny particles, and they are very small in size. We cannot see with the naked eyes. Even we cannot see with a powerful microscope. Right? They are so small and they are large in numbers. Even in the 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate, you can see there are millions and millions of tiny particles. So with the help of an activity, we are going to understand. Now we will take the 100 ml of water. We will measure it, 100 ml of water. What we are going to add in this? What we are going to add in this? I told you we are going to add 2 to 3 crystals. This is already water. And what we are going to this? We are going to add 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate, and with the help of glass rod. With the help of glass rod, we will stir it. So what you will observe, after some time the whole water will become purple in color. So you will get a dark color solution. You will get a dark color, purple color solution. Now what will happen? We will take one more beaker in which 90 ml water is there. How much water? 90 ml of water. Now what we will do? We will take out the 10 ml of this and add in this. How much we will take out from here? We will take out 10 ml from here and then add to another beaker. So what will happen? This water will also become purple in color. But when you compare the color between these two, so you will observe the color will be little bit lighter in comparison to the first one, because first one contained 2 to 3 crystals, and when we have used a glass stirrer and we have tried to dissolve it, it will going to dissolve and it will going to give us dark purple color solution. And when we have taken 10 ml from this and add to the 90 ml of water, again it will become 100 ml, but the solution color will be little bit lighter in comparison to this, because we have added only 10 ml of potassium permanganate solution to 90 ml of water. Now we will take another beaker. Again we will take 90 ml of water. Again we will take 90 ml of water. So what is going to happen? Again we will take 10 ml from here and add in this. What is happened? We have taken 10 ml from here. We have added to 90 ml of this. What is going to happen? The dark purple color was there in the previous one. In the second case, you will observe the color is lighter. But when we take 10 ml from this and add to this, again the purple color solution will be there, but the color will become fader. The color will fades away. Right? When we repeat this activity 5 to 6 times, how many times? 5 to 6 times, you will observe the color is becoming fader and fader, but the color is not going. The purple color will still remain there. Right? It means that every time, whenever we are taking the we are adding to another solution water, what is going to happen? They will keep spreading. It means they are large in number. So every time they will keep spreading, and then that's why the purple color is not going. So this activity proves that the matter is made up of tiny particles. They are large in numbers, right? And they keep distributing. When you take from here, add to another beaker, but the color will not go away. Why color is not going? Because of what? Because matter is made up of tiny particle and they are large in number, right? So I hope you have understood. So what we have learned from this activity, that matter is made up of tiny particles. So we will write this first characteristics of matter. Now first characteristics of matter, particle of matter is what? Matter is made up of tiny particles, right? And these particles are large in number. Clear to everyone? So first property we have learned कि matter is made up of tiny particle, they are large in number, and okay. Now second property. What we are going to learn about this, that when you take 100 ml of water once again, right? 100 ml of water once again, and we will mark it this. We will mark the label ki label is here, right? Label is here. And when you add sugar in this, how much water was there? And we will add sugar. How much sugar? We'll take a 1 teaspoon of sugar, right? And add in this. So what is going to happen? As per the expectation, what was the level here? Level was here. The level should rise. After some time, what you will observe? We will use the glass area to dissolve it. We will dissolve. What you will observe, after some time, this sugar particle will disappear. What will happen to sugar particle? These sugar particle will disappear. The question comes, why sugar or salt particle disappear when they are dissolved in water, right? Now water is what? Water is a liquid, right? So in liquid we have interparticle spaces, and I told you that matter is made up of tiny particle. When we dissolve sugar particle in water, what is going to happen? These sugar particle will broke down into more tiny particles, and these particles are very small in size, so they will occupy the spaces which are present in the water, and as a result what will happen? They will occupy these spaces, and as a result this level will remains here. It will not rise. It will not rise. Why level is not rising? Because whatever spaces are there, the sugar particle will be broken down to more smaller particle, and since water is a liquid have interparticle spaces in between them, and these sugar particle will occupy the spaces, and that's why the level will not rise. So this activity proves that particle of matter has interparticle spaces. What is interparticle space is known as, for example, this is solid state, for example, right? And this is solid state. Can you see any interparticle space? Interparticle spaces are minimum. Interparticle spaces are minimum in this case. But when you see the liquid state, you have observed in the liquid state interparticle spaces are more. So what is interparticle space? The space between the two particles of matter is known as interparticle space. In solid state, you will observe there is a least interparticle space, because in solid state the particle of matter are in a compact form. they are attract each other with a strong force of attraction, so there will be least interparticle space. Why? Because there is a strong intermolecular forces of attraction. But in liquid state you will see the interparticle spaces are there little bit more in comparison to solid state. So this is solid state and this is liquid state. You will observe that interparticle spaces are more in liquid state in comparison to solid. There is a least interparticle space. So we have learned the second property, a particle of the matter, that they possess interparticle space. Now please let me know what kind of interparticle space are present in the gaseous state. The particles are very far from each other, so there could be maximum interparticle space. When we learn the kinetic theory, we will compare solid, liquid, gas on the basis of interparticle spaces, right? In gaseous state there is a maximum interparticle space. In liquid state little bit less in comparison to the gaseous state. In case of solids there is a least interparticle space. So second property says that the particle of matter have interparticle space, right? So they have spaces in between them. So we have learned the second property also with the help of this activity. Now we will write the second property. Okay. So we will write particles of matter have spaces in between them. Understood? So we have learned the two properties with the help of two activities. Now we are going to learn that the particles of matter attract each other. The third property says that particles of matter attract each other. Now again in NCERT there is one activity. As per the NCERT, there are three examples of the solids are given, right? One is iron nail, second is rubber band, third is what? Chalk. When you try to hammer chalk, so you will observe that chalk can be hammered easily. It can be broken down very easily with a single, with the hammer. So it will be broken down easily, and it will take little bit more time when you see rubber band. And then third case, when you try to hammer iron nail and you try to break it, you cannot break even with the help of a hammer. Why? Now there is a strong intermolecular force of attraction are there in the iron nail. Why? Because iron in a solid state, in solid there is a strong intermolecular force of attraction. It means we can say if there are strong intermolecular force of attraction, they cannot be broken down easily. And that's why when you try to compress any solid, that's why you will not be able to compress easily, because they attract each other with strong force of attraction and there is a least interparticle space between them, right? So when you try to hammer chalk, it can be easily done. It means the particle of there is a less force of attraction in the particle of the chalk. That's why they can be easily broken down. Then a little bit difficulty will be there in case of rubber bands. But when you see iron nail, it cannot be broken down at all even by the strong hammering. Why? Because there is a strong intermolecular forces of attraction. So this activity proves that particle of matter attract each other, right, with strong forces of attraction. Due to this intermolecular force of attraction, you will observe that in solid the particle are in a compact form. You will not able to see the spaces between them. Why? Because there is a strong intermolecular force of attraction. So that's why they are closely attached to each other because of the strong intermolecular forces of attraction. In liquid there is a less intermolecular force of attraction. That's why you can see a little bit gap in between them, but still the particles are together, right? That's why we can measure the volume of the water or any liquid. Third case, gaseous state, the intermolecular force of attraction is negligible. They are very far from each other. The particle they are very very far from each other. So
black pen. I believe it's not visible. It's very light.
okay, it's not working. Okay, now we will learn the fourth property. We will learn the fourth property, that they are constantly moving. Particle of matter are constantly moving. So how we can prove that the particle of matter are constantly moving? I have given you earlier one example. If you light an incense stick, what will happen to incense stick? Right, its fragrance will spread everywhere. Why? Because when we light incense stick, it will produce gases, and gases has a maximum kinetic energy and least intermolecular force of attraction. Due to this, they are free to move in any direction. They will show the random motion. So since it is a hot gases, so kinetic energy will be high. Because temperature is high, so temperature is directly proportional to kinetic energy. Due to this, it will move fast. Second thing, why it is so? For example, I am giving one more example. If I take glass and add in this glass, if I add one drop of red ink or blue ink and keep it undisturbed for some time, what you will observe after some time, red ink will spread on its own. We are not using any kind of stirrer, we are not using any kind of force to dissolve this red ink, but it will dissolve. Why? Because what we have done, we have taken water, and I told you the water particle are also moving, constantly moving. Right, now this what will happen, they will intermix on its own. Why? Because both particles are moving. Right, this activity proves that the liquid state particle are in a state of motion. Then when you add ink, those particles also are moving. So when they hit with each other, they are going to intermix, and the intermixing of two substances on its own is known as diffusion. So which phenomena is taking place? Diffusion. Likewise, when you light incense stick, the smell of this incense stick spread everywhere, because it is going to produce gases, and gas is going to mix with the air particles, and air particle free to move in any direction. So this activity proves that the particle of the matter are constantly moving. That's why hot food smell reaches you faster in comparison to the cold food. Why? It means the particles are moving. That's why the smell can reach to you. Why hot food smell? Because again I told you, temperature is directly proportional to kinetic energy. Right? In gases, kinetic energy is maximum, and then temperature will increase, more kinetic energy, and the smell of the food reaches. Again, this proves that the particle of matter are constantly moving. Right? So with the help of this activity, you can prove that the particles of matter are constantly moving. Right? So it means they are going to show the motion. Right? Now we have learned about these. First, what we have learned, that matter is made up of tiny particles. These particles are large in number. I have shown you in the crystal of 2-3 crystals of potassium permanganate, there was millions and millions of particles, and they are very very small in size. They cannot be seen even with the help of powerful microscope. Second thing, we have learned that particle of matter have spaces in between them. With the help of sugar and water activity, we have proved that sugar particle will disappear when we dissolve in water. Why? Because water contain interparticle spaces. Sugar particle will broke down into more smaller particle, and they will occupy the spaces which are present in the water. This activity proves that the particle of matter have spaces in between them. Then the third, what we have learned, the particle of matter attract each other. Which activity we have used to learn? We have learned that activity in which we have used iron nail. We have tried to hammer iron nail. We were not able to break down. The second thing, when we try to break chalk, it can be easily done. Why? Because they have less forces of attraction. Then we have tried with the rubber band, a little bit force is required, but it can be broken down. But the iron nail cannot be broken down because there is a strong intermolecular forces of attraction. Due to this strong intermolecular force of attraction, any kind of solids cannot be compressed. There is no interparticle space, and the particles are strongly attached with each other with strong intermolecular forces of attraction. Then what we have learned, the particle of matter are constantly moving. I told you the example of incense stick. I have given you the example of when the hot food is cooked, the smell reaches you faster, right? So the particle of matter, and then I have given you the diffusion example. When you take a water, pour 2 to 3 drops of red ink or blue ink and keep it undisturbed for some time. What you will observe that the red ink will spread in the whole water. We have not used any kind of steroid in this, but it is mixing on its own. So intermixing on its own proves that the particles of liquid, that is water and ink, they are constantly moving. They are hitting with each other and they can intermix with each other, right? So these are the four property. Then the fifth one which we are going to discuss is the particle of matter possesses kinetic energy. Particle of matter possesses kinetic energy. I told you in case of solid state, right? The particle, they cannot move in any direction. They cannot move in any direction. They can vibrate on their fixed position. Why? Because they possess less kinetic energy. They possess less kinetic energy. But in case of liquid, you can see they have little bit more kinetic energy. But which state of matter will possess the maximum kinetic energy? Obviously, the gaseous state will possess maximum kinetic energy, right? So we have learned about the 5 properties of matter. One we have discussed, okay? And then next what we are going to discuss, article 1.3, in which we will start the states of matter. Now states of matter means on the basis of physical classification, a matter can be classified into 5 states. One is what? Solid state. Right? And second is liquid state. Then third is gaseous state. Fourth is plasma. And fifth is BEC. BEC what? Bose-Einstein condensate. What is the meaning of BEC? Bose-Einstein condensate. Right. We'll start with the solid state. Before going to solid state, as per the NCERT, what you need to learn, just wait. Now, we have to collect few samples. Now, there is activity 1.9 in the NCERT which says we need to collect few examples. For example, we need to collect article. One is pen or a book. I have a one pen in my hand. I have a one book in my hand, right? And then a wooden piece of the stick, a needle, right? And then we will try to see the shapes. Does the shapes changes after some time? No. It means whenever you see any solid state, the solid state will have a fixed shape and fixed volume. Does the mass changes after some time? No. In solid state, we have fixed shape, fixed volume. So as per in this activity, they have asked the collect the following article: a pen and a book, a needle and a piece of wooden stick, and sketch the shape of the above article in the notebook, right? Okay. Do all these have a definite shape? Yes, they all have definite shape. Can we change them? No, we cannot change them, right? So whenever you observe any kind of solid, first property says they have fixed shape and fixed volume. So first property is what? Fixed shape and fixed volume, right? Now in this activity they say these are capable of diffusing into each other. I told you in the solid state kinetic energy is very less and they have least interparticle space. Now question comes, why gases can diffuse faster in comparison to solids? Now when you observe any gaseous state, you will observe in gaseous state there is a maximum interparticle space. So intermixing is possible. What is diffusion means? Diffusion means what? Intermixing of two or more substances on its own. When there is a space, then only they can intermix. If there is no space in between the particles, so they cannot intermix. In the solid state, why they cannot diffuse in comparison to the gaseous state? Because in solid state, you will observe they have very least, or you can say there is a least interparticle space between the particle. So how they can diffuse? They will not diffuse. But in case of gaseous state, when you compare with the gaseous state, you can see the particle have interparticle space. There is a lot of space between the two particles. So there is a maximum interparticle space. Since there is a interparticle space, so they can diffuse easily. But in the liquid solid state, since there is a least interparticle space, so they cannot diffuse faster. So which state of matter can diffuse faster? Obviously the gaseous state can diffuse faster. The which state of matter cannot diffuse? The solid state, because there is a least interparticle space. For intermixing into each other, we require what? Can liquid diffuse? Yes, liquid can also diffuse, but the liquid cannot diffuse as fast as gases like. For example, I am giving you one example. If we take a perfume or a deo, what will happen when you spray in a one corner of the room? After some time, it will reaches to the another corner in a fraction of second. Why it can reaches? Because a perfume is also is what? In a gaseous state, and it is going to spread through air. Air is also is a mixture of gases, so both have interparticle space, so they can diffuse in each other. And I told you one more thing, that the gaseous state particle, they have maximum kinetic energy, so they can move faster, and that's when in a fraction of the second the smell of perfume can reach to the another corner in a right. So which states of matter can diffuse faster? The gaseous state. Why they can diffuse? Because there is a maximum interparticle space. So they have asked, if we have collected the example of solids, will they diffuse in among themselves? No, they will not diffuse among themselves. Why? Because there is a least interparticle space. Now as per the NCERT, they say try to compress them. I am trying to compress this pen. Can I compress it? No, I cannot compress it because it is in a solid state. The solid state cannot be compressed. When you try to compress any solid, since there is no interparticle space, so they cannot be compressed, and the particle have a strong intermolecular force of attraction. They are attached to each other with a strong intermolecular force of attraction. Since they are attached to the strong with the strong intermolecular force of attraction, so there is a least interparticle space. Since there is no space, so they cannot be compressed. But gases can be compressed easily. They can be highly compressed. So solid cannot be compressed, but the gases can be compressed easily. Why? Because there is a maximum interparticle space between the particle of gases. You can see lot of space is there. So maximum interparticle space and least intermolecular force of attraction. So when you try to compress it, they can easily compress. So gases can be highly compressed, but the solids cannot be compressed. With the help of this activity, they have asked, we have to draw the shape of these articles. We can give the shape, because in liquid you cannot give the shape. Gases you cannot give the shape. It proves that the solids have fixed shape Liquid cannot have a fixed shape. Liquid will will take the shape of the container in which they are kept. The gases, no fixed shape, no fixed volume, right? In the solid state, then they have asked, will they diffuse? No, the solids will not diffuse it, but the gases can diffuse. Then they have asked, will the solid compress? When we try to compress, no, solids cannot be compressed. So we have learned 3 properties with the help of this activity. This is activity 1.9. Please read when you reach home, right? So you are at home only. Okay, so up next is all of above examples of the solid. When we observe, we can observe all these have a definite shape, distinct boundaries and fixed volume, right? And they have negligible compressibility. It proves that the solids cannot be, they have a definite shape, they have a distinct boundaries. Every time they cannot you cannot change the shape of the solids, right? And then they cannot be compressed. One more thing I would like to highlight, that the solid may break under the forces, but it is difficult to change their shape, so they are rigid. One more thing, they can be broke down. When you try to break anything, it can be broke down, but they are rigid. They will not change the shape, right? They can be beaten down into thin sheet. For example, metals are solids. They can be beaten down to thin sheets, but the particle cannot be separated out, right? So what we have learned, the solids are rigid, they have fixed shape, fixed volume, they have distinct boundaries, they cannot be compressed. And one more thing, when you try to see, will it fill the container completely? No, the solids cannot fill the container completely. And one more thing, when I asked you ki how many free surfaces are there in this book, how many free surfaces, in this book we will try to count out. This is the first free surface, second free surface, third free surface, fourth, fifth and sixth. In this book we can see there are 6 free surfaces, right? In this glass there could be the different free surfaces. We can see in this case you can see the so many free surfaces. It means we can conclude that the solids can have maximum free surfaces. But in liquid you can see only upper surface. You can see only one free surface, right? In solids there is a maximum free surface, n number of free surfaces can be possible, but in liquid state only one free surface. When you take a water bottle, you will see the upper surface is the free, the bound, and then other is touching the container. Only upper surface is free. So we can say that solids will have maximum free surfaces, liquids will have one free surface, and gases, so no chance, zero free surfaces. Since the particles are not closed, they don't have fixed shape, they don't come together, so they cannot have any free surfaces. So we can say in the solid there is a maximum free surfaces, liquids only one free surface, and the gaseous no free surfaces. Clear? Okay, so we are going to close here only. Then with the help of next activity, we'll understand the more properties of solid in the next class. Thank you very much. Please go through the activity of 1.9. Thank you, beta.
चलो अब मेरी चलाओ, मेरी क्लास है।
तो आपको तो हेनरी की जरूरत नहीं है।
मुझे कुछ नहीं, मैं तो यही से कर रहा हूँ बस। बुग्गी लगा तो दे। चश्मा लगा
आपका मेरा
अभी रुक जा। हेलो हेलो, हाँ रोहित, लॉग आउट नहीं हुआ? देखो वो कह रहे हैं लॉग आउट नहीं हुआ। देखो एक बार देख रहे देख रहे।